telling you. You got nothing on me. You're wasting your time.
All right, Eddie, let's go over it again. Where were you last night?
I told you a dozen times I was at the movies.
I've got the sandwiches here.
All right, Eddie, you went to the movies. Now, what did you see?
I told you, I don't remember.
Who had the egg salad?
I don't remember.
Somebody ordered it.
You can't expect us to buy that.
But I already paid for it.
Why don't you give a guy a break?
Thanks a lot.
What's the charge, huh?
$4.58.
What are you trying to do, insult us?
Okay, $3.50. Coffee's on me.
I told you, I went to the movies. I fell asleep. I don't remember.
You don't expect us to swallow that.
All right, I'll eat it. But I don't think it's fair that I should have to pay for it.
All right, Eddie. Let's say you did go to the movies.
Okay.
You
did go to the movies.
Police interrogation. Hey, we've all seen the movies, but is that what happens in the real world? That takes us to this week's case. It involves a boy, 13 years old, in North Carolina. He was attending a school, and the police came into the school and they asked him about burglaries that were taking place in the neighborhood. Well, after being questioned for some period of time, he confessed. He said, yes, I was involved in those burglaries. Case went to trial, and there was a motion brought by his defense attorney saying that evidence should be suppressed. It shouldn't be allowed. And why shouldn't it be allowed? Because the police didn't follow the rules. What are the rules? He has to be given his Miranda warnings if he is in custody. Now, I think most of us are familiar with Miranda warnings. And basically, it requires the police to advise people that they have a right to an attorney. If they can't afford one, one's going to be appointed, and that what they say can be held against them. Okay, simple as that. But one thing a lot of people don't always focus on in a Miranda warning is that that is only given when somebody is in police custody. What does that mean? That means that just because police start asking people questions doesn't mean they have to give them a Miranda warning. They only have to give them a warning if they are in custody. Well, what is custody? Basically, custody is the police saying, hey, buddy, sit down. We've got questions for you, and you can't leave till you answer some of these questions. Then they have an obligation to give them a Miranda warning. Well, in this instance, the prosecutor, on behalf of the government, argued, well, we didn't have to give him a Miranda warning because he wasn't in custody. He could get up and leave at any time. He didn't have to sit there and answer the questions if he didn't want to. Well, in response to that, his defense attorney said, no, let's look at the circumstances. This guy's only 13 years old, he's in school, he's accustomed to being deferential to parental authority, and he's being asked questions. He doesn't know he has the right to get up and leave at any time or not have to answer the questions. So this question as to whether or not he was in custody went up to the North Carolina Supreme Court. There, North Carolina Supreme Court said, doesn't make any difference, we can't consider age. When it went up to the U.S. Supreme Court, there, the U.S. Supreme Court came down with a different decision. In a very narrow decision, 5-4, the U.S. Supreme Court said, no, you can consider age as a factor when you consider whether somebody is in custody for the purpose of giving a Miranda warning. All right. Well, what problems, if any, might this cause? The dissent on this opinion said, you know, this is going to cause big problems because we tried to keep it real simple. You're in police custody, a Miranda warning. Not in police custody, no Miranda warning. You can't have to have all this analysis as to whether or not you're in police custody. Now, you do. You have to consider the age, the circumstances, but particularly the age. Well, what's the point of this case? There are really 2 points. One, Miranda warning has changed. You now can consider the age of somebody when you consider whether or not they're in custody. 2, this demonstrates how the law evolves and changes. What was the law 2 years ago may not be the law today. All right. We bring you these cases every week so you understand how the law works, how it affects you, and how you can make it work for you. I'm David Allen.